Welcome friends to Literature Mantra. I'm Harsh Singh. This is practice test 5 and in this video we will again continue and conclude our discussion on 100 most expected questions for JNU's MA English Entrance Exam. So exam से पहले अगर आप अपने preparation को fine tune करना चाहते हैं then do watch this video. और अगर आपने अभी तक practice test 1 नहीं देखा then do watch that as well. It will help you in your exam and the link is given below in the description. So शुरू करते हैं।
नए अपडेट्स के लिए आप हमें फॉलो कर सकते हैं फेसबुक पर या इंस्टाग्राम पर या यूट्यूब पर, और लिटरेचर मंत्रा के साथ जुड़ना ना भूलें, भारत का एकमात्र फ्री ऑनलाइन प्रिपरेशन प्लेटफॉर्म यूजीसी नेट के लिए और इंग्लिश लिटरेचर से जुड़े हुए सभी एग्जाम्स के लिए। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, according to Bakhtin's, the idea of the carnivalisque represents the following characteristics except A liberation from the prevailing truth and established order, B a harking back to the past, C emphasis on play, parody, pleasure and the body, D the suspension of all hierarchical rank, principles, norms and prohibitions. Now carnivalisque या carnivalesque होता क्या है? Basically it describes a literary form, okay, where power relationships are subverted or authority is subverted or even rules are subverted. So that is what carnivalesque is about. Okay, so इसमें चार options हैं. Liberation from prevailing truth and established order, of course this is true. B harking back to the past, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. And C emphasis on play, parody, pleasure, this is also right. And D suspension of all hierarchical rank, norms, prohibitions, this is also correct. So यहाँ पे एक ही option है B, that is the answer, harking back to the past, because this does not relate to carnivalesque. और question भी यही है कि the following represent carnivalesque except one. Okay, so correct answer is B, harking back to the past. Next question is, which of the following statements best describes the term deconstruction? A, expose the problematic nature of centered discourses. B, it advocates subjective or free interpretation. C, it emphasizes the importance of historical context. D, it is a method of critical analysis. Now the correct answer here is A, it seeks to expose the problematic nature of centered discourses. See, यहाँ पे question ध्यान से आप पढ़ना. It says which of the following best describes. मतलब ये कि the other option might not be wrong, but you have to select the best option amongst all of these. Okay, so don't think that just because I've selected A, which is of course the answer, it seeks to expose the problematic nature of centered discourses. This is the answer. But just because I've selected that, it doesn't mean that the other options are wrong. No, they are not actually wrong. You know, some of the options are correct. It happens in such questions. When you see the question is asking which of the following best describes, तो तभी आप समझना कि हो सकता है कि multiple correct हों, but you have to pick the best one. Okay, so here the answer is A. It seeks to expose the problematic nature of centered discourses. Next question. The term ecological imperialism was coined by A. Vandana Shiva, B. Lawrence Buell, C. Paolo Freire, D. Alfred Crosby. इसका correct answer है D. Alfred Crosby. Okay. Next question. A philosophical attitude pervading much of modern literature is A. absurdism, B. Dadaism, C. imagism, D. surrealism. The correct answer is A. absurdism. Okay, this is pretty obvious. The rest of them, Dadaism, imagism and surrealism, is of course also related to art in some way or the other. But if we are talking about philosophical attitude, then the most correct answer here is absurdism. Okay. Well, next question is basically a extract or a passage. So एक लंबा सा passage दिया हुआ है, उसके बाद 4-5 questions हैं. Now before discussing the answers to this passage, एक सिंपल सी चीज़ बताता हूँ आपको. जब भी एग्ज़ाम में लंबा पैसेज होना, आप डरना मत उससे, because most of the time what happens is examiner deliberately sets these long passages because many students get scared. वो लोग पहले ही हिम्मत हार जाते हैं और नर्वस होके वो लोग कुछ गलतियां भी कर देते हैं. ये पैसेज जो है काफ़ी लंबा है और क्वेश्चन इसमें 5 हैं. सो द राइट अप्रोच टू सॉल्विंग दिस पैसेज इज डोंट रीड द क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट, रीड द पैसेज फर्स्ट. बिकॉज सी, अगर 5 क्वेश्चन हैं, अगर आप पाँचों क्वेश्चंस पढ़ने लगोगे तो हो सकता है कि आपका टाइम कंज्यूम हो जाए ज़्यादा. इसलिए इफ देर आर मोर देन 1 or 2 क्वेश्चंस, डोंट रीड द क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट, रीड द पैसेज फर्स्ट. और ये पैसेज जो है काफ़ी लंबा दिखता है या है, बट ये बहुत सिंपल है, अगर आप एक आध बार पढ़ोगे तो आप समझ जाओगे. सो लेट्स डिस्कस द आंसर. The author is primarily concerned with, now इसका आंसर होगा B, explaining how Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the printing press revolutionized the production of written texts, laying the groundwork for social democracy. अगला क्वेश्चन है, which one of the following most accurately describes the author's attitude toward social fairness? Line 38. Now इसका आंसर है D, social fairness is a desirable human condition that began to be realized in 15th century Europe as a product of the Renaissance. Next question, according to the author, which of the following would be the most accurate description of the incunabula? Now इसका आंसर है D, early printed works that often combined printing with elements of illuminated manuscripts. Now next question is, according to the passage, the statement made in line 24, uneducated and wholly disenfranchised regarding most 15th century Europeans serves to, now इसका आंसर है C, reinforce the idea that the Renaissance was primarily an intellectual movement of and for the upper classes. Now, next question is, which of the following, if true, would most weaken the argument that the printing press enabled a renaissance strictly for the upper classes? Now, इसका आंसर है A, most printed Bibles, the most commonly printed book, were purchased by working class people. Next question, art for art's sake became a rallying cry for A, aesthetes, B, the symbolists, C, the imagists, D, the art नोवो स्कूल. ये बहुत ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन है, इसका आंसर आपको पता ही होगा. इसका आंसर है ए, दी एस्थीट्स. सी, ये बेसिकली वन लाइनर होता है. समटाइम्स JNU डज आस्क सम सिंपल क्वेश्चंस, so I thought I will also give some simple questions. Okay, next question, great wits are sure to madness near allied and thin partitions do their bounds divide. The above lines appear in A, Macflecknoe, B, Absalom and Achitophel, C, Essay on Man, D, Alexander's Feast. Well, ये बहुत ही famous quotation है and it comes from Absalom and Achitophel. मतलब the answer is Absalom and Achitophel. Next question, in Keats's Ode on a Grecian urn, the key ideas are best described as the following except one. Which one? A, movement versus stasis, B, disappointing love versus eternal bliss, C, scars of history versus consolations of art, D, beauty versus truth. Now this ode on a Grecian urn by Keats, this is the same ode which contains the the beautiful lines, the beauty is truth and truth is beauty. I hope you all know this. So basically इसमें होता क्या है कि there is a urn and there's a picture of two lovers there, and that is what the poem is about the impermanent nature of human love versus the permanent nature of art and blah blah blah. So अगर A option को देखें, the movement versus stasis. Stasis is basically not moving or static, उसे कहते हैं stasis. So A option is, it seems to be correct because as I said, it is about the impermanence of human love and the permanence of art. It's somewhat related to that. Okay, then B option देखें, disappointing love versus eternal bliss. This might be correct. Then C option को देखें, scars of history versus consolations of art. Now ये तो बिल्कुल ही गलत लग रहा है because ऐसा कुछ है नहीं उसमें, उस पोएम में. And then D option is beauty versus truth. Of course ये तो वो लाइन ही है, वो बहुत famous line उसमें. So here the answer should be C. Okay, scars of history versus consolations of art. So this idea about history is not really there in that poem. Okay, so this is the answer. Next question is, U.R. Ananthamurthy's Samskara was translated by A, himself, B, Girish Karnad, C, H.S. Shiva Prakash and D, A.K. Ramanujan. Here the correct answer is D, A.K. Ramanujan. See, Samskara is a very famous work and the subtitle of this work is A Rite for a Dead Man. Okay, so मैं story repeat नहीं करूँगा, but basically what happens in the story is there is a Brahmin in the story and he flouts all rules pertaining to caste or all kind of rules pertaining to good behavior or how any good person should conduct himself. He flouts or goes against all of those rules, एंड फाइनली वन डे ही डाइज. सो उसके मरने के बाद जो विलेज के लोग होते हैं, जो बाकी ब्राह्मण्स होते हैं और बाकी जो हुएवर आर इन चार्ज देयर, उसके बाद वो लोग ये सोचते हैं कि इसको प्रॉपर बरियल देनी चाहिए या नहीं देनी चाहिए, बिकॉज he has flouted all our rules. So this work is about that. Okay, that's why the subtitle, A Rite for a Dead Man. Do I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large, I contain multitudes. The above lines are from A. Walt Whitman, B. Edgar Allan Poe, C. Ralph Waldo Emerson, D. John Greenleaf Whittier. Now इसका correct answer है A. Walt Whitman. Now this question is from American literature. Okay, so you can regard this as a part of world literature. So that's why I have given this question, because in JNU you can also be asked from other literatures as well, which includes American literature. Okay, next question: which among the following novels of Anita Desai is a children's book? Now A. Fire and the Mountain, B. Fasting Feasting, C. The Zigzag Way, D. The Village by the Sea. Now पहले तो आपको ये बता दूं कि अनीता देसाई इज़ द मदर ऑफ किरण देसाई, एंड किरण देसाई won the Booker Prize for her novel The Inheritance of Loss. Yeah, that was the novel. And even Anita Desai is regarded as one of the important writers of Indian origin. Okay, so that's why I have given this question. And of course this question is also factual. So इसका correct answer है D, The Village by the Sea. This is a kind of children's novel for which Anita Desai was also awarded some award. Okay. Next question is Francis Bacon's New Atlantis is about a utopian state called dash. A. Asgard, B. Avalon, C. Bensalem, and fourth Baltia. Now this work by Francis Bacon, New Atlantis, is a utopia or about a utopia, and in this utopian land which Bacon calls Bensalem, what happens is the people of this land, or those who are living here, are very generous and very pious. So it's a kind of perfect world, a perfect place with good people. So here the answer is C, Bensalem. Next question is Festi is a clown in A. 12th Night, B. As You Like It, C. The Taming of the Shrew, D. Much Ado About Nothing. Now this is a very straightforward question, and the answer is A. 12th Night. I chose this question because I wanted to emphasize that you should know the name of the clowns, at least in the major plays of Shakespeare, because JNU and other universities have this tendency of asking names of clowns. These are pretty simple questions, but suppose if you don't know, then you might make a mistake. So avoid making silly mistakes.
In the literature of Romanticism, there was a widespread frustration with visions experienced in dreams, in nightmares, and other altered states. The following list contains poems which illustrate this theme, with one exception. Identify the exception. A. Kubla Khan, B. Confessions of an English Opium Eater, C. Ozymandias, D. The Fall of Hyperion. The correct answer here is C. Ozymandias. Ozymandias was written by P.B. Shelley. The other options, Kubla Khan, Confessions of an English Opium Eater, and The Fall of Hyperion, these are all unfinished poems. Okay.
Next question: which of the following statements best describes J.M. Coetzee's Disgrace? A. It is a murder mystery set in post-apartheid South Africa. B. It is a complex narrative of sin and redemption which involves both white and black South Africans. C. The protagonist, David Lurie, is a priest who brings disgrace to his calling. And D. Coetzee has a schematic and reductive view on the relations between whites and blacks in South Africa. Well, J.M. Coetzee, as you know, is a South African writer, and this too is a very straightforward question. And the correct answer here is B. It is a complex narrative of sin and redemption which involves both white and black South Africans. See, there are broadly two reasons why I have given this question. One, because Disgrace, this novel, won the Booker Prize, and the second reason is J.M. Coetzee is a Nobel Prize winning author. So that is why this question becomes very important, and this writer becomes important, this novel becomes important. Okay, so this is basic reason. और अगर आप options देखें तो of course if you know the story only, then you will be able to answer it, because डेविड लूरी जो सी ऑप्शन है, डेविड लूरी इज़ अ प्रीस्ट. डेविड लूरी इज़ नॉट अ प्रीस्ट इन द नॉवल, ही इज़ अ एकेडमिक, मतलब वो टीचर है. देन ऑप्शन डी जो है, कटजे हैज़ अ स्कीमेटिक एंड डिडक्टिव व्यू. ये तो पहले ही एक नेगेटिव सा स्टेटमेंट है. सो इन दी एग्जाम इफ़ यू फाइंड एनी थिंग नेगेटिव, उसको तो उसी वक्त आप क्रॉस कर देना. दैट कांट बी राइट. ओके, एक थंब रूल है, थंब रूल टू सॉल्व MCQs. एंड ऑफ कोर्स सिंस इट इज़ ओनली अ थंब रूल, ज़रूरी नहीं कि हमेशा काम करे, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दिस थंब रूल विल वर्क. ओके, अगर कोई नेगेटिव सा स्टेटमेंट है तो आप उसी को वहीं पे आप क्रॉस कर देना. दैट कांट बी द आंसर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, आई विल पुट माई सेल्फ इन पुअर एंड मीन अटायर and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The word umber means A dusty yellow or brown pigment, B a dark brown pigment, C light brown powder, D yellow paste. See, ये बहुत ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन है. Now अब ये तो आपको पता होना ही चाहिए कि अंबर कलर बोलते किसको हैं. And the correct answer here is A, a dusty yellow or brown pigment.
This is the end of our video series on 100 most expected questions for JNU's MA English entrance exam. So with this, I wish you all the best and I will see you in the next video.